Don't look, Jack! I already did! Don't!
20 crazy facts about Big Trouble in Little China that'll shake the pillars of heaven. It's 1986, and Big Trouble in Little China roars onto screens like a pork chop express barreling through Chinatown, blending kung fu, comedy, and pure 80s insanity.
You know what old Jack Burton always says at a time like this? Who? Jack Burton. Me.
This John Carpenter cult classic stars Kurt Russell's Mullet as Jack Burton, a trucker who's in way over his head against ancient sorcerers and mystical goons. But the real magic? The behind-the-scenes chaos is wilder than Lopan's Six Demon Bag. From a western that never was, a box office flop that became a legend, and Michael Jackson on set, we're diving into 20 mind-blowing facts that'll make you love this film even more. And we're serving it with a side of Jack Burton's swagger, so strap in. Fact 1. From Wild West to Wild Chinatown, hold on to your cowboy hat. This action comedy started as a western. The original script by Gary Goldman and David Z. Weinstein had a cowboy named Wiley Prescott galloping into 1899 San Francisco's Chinatown, only to get his horse swiped by Lopan's goons. Picture Tombstone meets martial arts madness. The studio nixed the period vibe as too weird, so they hired W.D. Richter to swap horses for trucks and make it 80s-tastic. Thank goodness, because Jack Burton on horseback? That's a mullet miscast. Fact 2. Rush to beat Eddie Murphy. Hollywood's a battlefield, and Big Trouble was racing the clock to outrun Eddie Murphy's The Golden Child. Both films had eerily similar plots, a cocky American tangled in Chinese mysticism, so 20th Century Fox gave Carpenter a measly 10 to 12 weeks of pre-production to hit theaters first. It was like telling Jack Burton to outdrive a storm demon. Carpenter, known for lightning-fast shoots, pulled it off, but the rushed vibe added to the film's chaotic charm. Fact 3. A box office bomb that broke Carpenter. Despite test audiences losing their minds with glee, Big Trouble tanked hard, earning just $11.1 million against a $19 to $25 million budget. The flop crushed John Carpenter, who called it his Waterloo and swore off big studios, saying, "I'm too old for that Hollywood nonsense." He retreated to indie films, leaving fans to wonder what other gems we missed. But don't worry, this story has a happy ending thanks to some VHS magic later on. Talk about a comeback bigger than Jack's ego. Fact 4. Jack Burton's not the hero, and that's the joke. Here's the genius twist. Kurt Russell's Jack Burton, with his swagger and shades, thinks he's the hero, but he's the sidekick. Wong Chi, played by Dennis Dunn, is the real star, saving the day while Jack bumbles and cracks wise. Carpenter and Russell planned this, poking fun at macho action tropes. In the final fight, Jack knocks himself out with a ceiling chunk. Classic. The studio didn't get the joke and begged for a heroic Jack, but Carpenter held firm. Fact 5. Studio Meddling added a fake hero intro. The studio's confusion over Jack's sidekick status led to a last-minute fix. The film was supposed to open with Jack's truck in the rain, but execs demanded a heroic intro. So, Carpenter tacked on that lawyer scene where Egg Shen hypes Jack as a legend. Pure sarcasm to troll the suits. Shot post-production, it's a cheeky nod to the studio's cluelessness. Bet Jack would have loved the ego boost, though. Am I right? Fact 6. Kurt Russell fought for his mullet. The studio wanted a big shot like Jack Nicholson or Clint Eastwood for Jack Burton, but Carpenter was ride or die for Kurt Russell, his pal from Escape from New York. After the A-listers passed, Russell got the gig and channeled John Wayne's swagger, complete with that glorious 80s mullet. He fought to keep Jack's over-the-top vibe, saying it was John Wayne on laughing gas. Good call, Kurt. Nobody else could have rocked that tank top like you. Fact 7. A release date death trap. Big Trouble hit theaters at the worst possible time. July 1986, just 16 days before Aliens blasted audiences away. It also faced The Karate Kid Part 2, another Asian-inspired hit. Add in confusing ads that didn't know if it was comedy or action, and the film was doomed to get lost in the summer shuffle. It's like sending Jack Burton to fight Lo Pan with a squirt gun. Timing really is everything, huh? Fact 8. The lipstick gag was a happy accident. That hilarious moment when Jack kisses Gracie Law and ends up with red lipstick smeared like a clown? Total improv. Kurt Russell noticed the crew cracking up after the take and told Carpenter, "Let's keep it on for the next scenes, with no explanation." Carpenter cackled and agreed, letting Jack strut around looking like he raided a makeup counter. It's peak Jack Burton cluelessness and a fan-favorite gag. Fact 9. The eyeball monster was puppet perfection. The floating guardian eyeball monster spying for Lo Pan? No CGI here, just a $100,000 animatronic puppet that was a nightmare to build. A team of puppeteers worked its creepy tentacles and blinking eyes, making it one of the film's priciest effects. Carpenter called it a pain in the butt, but worth it for the eerie vibe. It's like Lo Pan's personal security camera, only way creepier. Which Big Trouble monster's your fave? Fact 10. Kurt Russell was sick as a dog. Notice Jack Burton sweating buckets? That's not just action hero grit. Kurt Russell had a nasty flu during filming. Instead of calling in sick, he powered through, letting his feverish exhaustion fuel Jack's frazzled energy. It made his "what the heck am I doing here?" vibe even more authentic. Talk about method acting. Russell's grit is why Jack feels like a real dude in over his head. Speaking of being in over your head, are you loving these Big Trouble secrets? Smash that like button and subscribe for more retro movie scoops. It keeps the PORKCHOP Express rolling. Got a favorite Jack Burton quip? Drop it in the comments and let's keep the party going. Fact 11. Poor man's process for the PORKCHOP Express. Those night scenes of Jack driving the PORKCHOP Express was pure low-budget wizardry. The crew parked the truck on a soundstage with black velvet walls and had folks swing lights on poles to mimic passing streetlights, a trick called poor man's process. It's like filming a car chase in your garage, but it looks slick as heck. This DIY vibe is pure Carpenter, making every dollar count. Fact 12. 3 storms, mythical and wired. The 3 storms, thunder, rain, and lightning, are unforgettable henchmen inspired by Chinese mythology's elemental gods. Their epic flips and lightning bolts came from trampolines and wirework, with actors soaring like kung fu superheroes. Carpenter mixed martial arts with comic book flair, creating baddies that still steal the show. Fun fact, their capes were so heavy, the actors needed breaks to avoid passing out. Fact 13. Thunder's explosive exit was a hot mess. Thunder's bizarre, inflating, and exploding death scene was a total effects nightmare. The crew built animatronic heads and a bodysuit stuffed with inflatable bladders, pumped with air to make it swell like a cartoon balloon. Multiple takes and busted pumps later, they nailed the grotesque glory. It's like something out of a Looney Tunes horror flick. Pure Big Trouble chaos. Bet the cleanup crew wasn't thrilled. Fact 14. Carter Wong, real-life kung fu cop. Carter Wong, who played the hulking Thunder, wasn't just acting, he was a legit martial arts master who trained the Hong Kong police force. His fight scenes crackle with authenticity, from spin kicks to that intense stare down. Carpenter cast him to ground the film's wild fantasy and real skill, making Thunder a standout. Imagine trying to arrest this guy. Talk about a bad day at the precinct. Fact 15. Backward stunts for safety. Those heart-pounding stunts like the Lords of Death nearly flattening Jack and Wang, filmed backward for safety. The car drove away from the actors, then the footage was reversed to look like a close call. It's old-school movie magic that kept everyone safe while delivering big thrills. Carpenter's clever tricks prove you don't need CGI to make jaws drop. Fact 16. Stereotype backlash and a clever flip. The film caught flack from some Asian American groups for stereotypes, especially Lo Pan's over-the-top vibe. Carpenter, worried about this, consulted his Asian cast, including James Hong and Dennis Dunn, who saw it as a fun fantasy that flipped the white savior trope by making Wong the hero. This subversion was ahead of its time, giving the film a sly edge. It's a reminder that context matters in retro flicks. Fact 17. Jack Burton lives on in comics. No movie sequel? No problem. Studio's Big Trouble in Little China comics pick up right after the film, with John Carpenter co-writing to keep Jack's swagger intact. The Old Man Jack series even fast-forwards to a grizzled Jack in 2020, still fighting demons. Fans on X rave about these stories, calling them Jack Burton with a side of wrinkles. Ever read them? Let us know in the comments. Fact 18. Pop culture powerhouse. From box office flop to cultural juggernaut, Big Trouble shaped everything from Mortal Kombat, Raiden and Shang Tsung are Lo Pan and Lightning twins, to Rick and Morty gags. Its action comedy kung fu mashup inspired filmmakers and game designers, with fans on X still quoting "It's all in the reflexes" in 2025. This flop-turned icon proves you can't keep a good trucker down. What other Big Trouble nods have you noticed in modern shows? Fact 19. Michael Jackson scouted the sets. The film's massive Chinatown and underground lair sets were so epic, they caught Michael Jackson's eye. Carpenter recalled MJ touring the Fox lot, scoping it for a project. Soon after, Janet Jackson's Rhythm Nation video used the same industrial backlot, giving it that gritty Big Trouble vibe. Imagine Jack Burton moonwalking through Lopan's lair. Now that's a crossover we need. Fact 20. VHS saved the day. Big Trouble went from flop to legend thanks to VHS and cable TV. In the late 80s and 90s, rentals and late-night airings turned it into a midnight movie staple. Fans fell for Jack's quips and the film's bonkers energy, building a cult following that's still thriving. Posts from 2025 show fans hosting watch parties, proving this gem found its people. It's like Jack Burton himself, down but never out. Which fact had you laughing or geeking out the most? Drop your favorite Jack Burton moment or crazy Big Trouble tidbit in the comments. If you're loving these retro scoops, smash that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell for more. Want us to tackle another 80s classic? Shout it out below. That's the scoop on Big Trouble in Little China, a film wilder than a storm's lightning bolt and tougher than Jack Burton's tank top. From Western roots to VHS redemption, it's proof some classics are born to fight another day. Here at Studio Scoop, we're all about unearthing the juiciest movie secrets to keep your 80s vibes alive. Join the Scoop Squad, hit subscribe, and let's keep rolling like the PORKCHOP Express into the next adventure. Until then, it's all in the reflexes, baby. Peace out.